Hi there, it's the Greeks here. In this video I'll be talking about my force feedback setup. I'm on the Silverstone track and I'm talking about something about the force feedback and how it behaves and how you could choose to make your force feedback different from what most of people talk about the settings. Okay, so at first I'll be talking about each category of the force feedback. So vibration force feedback on, and the overall force feedback I put on 90. The game comes at the default of 70, but I believe that you can find a sweet spot between 80 and 90. I have a Logitech Driving Force GT. It is an old wheel. It's from 2007, but it has a pretty good force feedback, so it works well. And then after you made this, I suggest that you take all the other parameters to 0 or to 1, I mean the lowest value, and you turn off the volume of the game. Okay, when you turn off the volume of the game, you may notice better what is really going through your wheel and what's really giving you the sensation for each part of the track. Okay, so once you set the intensity and vibration of your force feedback, lower all the other settings to 0. I use the rotation to 340 degrees. It's the sweet spot for me. It's the good one. I tested with many games, and this is my preference for now. Okay, I tried with 300 and 360. That's the official of the real cars, but 340 is my go-to. So after you turn off the volume of your speaker or your headphones, let's try to adjust each of these parameters. Okay, if you like to test my settings, they are on screen now. This is my settings for today and for 2024. I'm starting the year with these new settings, and I'm pretty happy with that. And I want to talk about there's difference between what the esport guys like and what you might like. In my case, I always play games in the cockpit view, and I'm always focused on the simulation side of the games. Okay, so I'm not saying that the esports or stuff don't simulate it well, but it is a kind of tweaking the game to have a better feel for the car, a easier feel for the car, and to have a better advantage. That's why you see the esport players using the T-cam instead of the cockpit cam and stuff like that, and to have in many channel of these esport drivers, I see that people talk about letting these 3 parameters into 0. Even the wheel dampening, people say to use between 1 and 2 value here. But I suggest that after you put the intensity between 80 and 90, you lower each parameter and you come back raising then each of them to see what works best for you. Okay, so as I said before, in my opinion, in this video I'll be talking about the immersion and how good I can have the sense of the motion of the car in each track detail. Okay, so after you lower all the parameters, start to raise the track effects on about 15 points, and then start making laps. I suggest that you make tests in the Austrian track because it is a very short circuit The laps are about 1 minute and 5 seconds average, and you can do many laps and you can feel the same curbs, the same track details, the same out of track effects and stuff, and you can compare on each time you make a change. Okay, so consider that you have the track effects in 15 and you start making them up by 5 or 10 points each a time. Okay, so the focus here is to feel that the track has its bumps and that those bumps really affects the way you drive. And when you're driving without sound, you can feel that much more accurately. Okay, so I managed to have the best feeling on 34 points here. Is where I can feel that the track has its bumps and it has a kind of punch. It punches the car. It punches the wheel when you're driving. You feel that is a huge impact, but you don't need to tweak this to a higher value so that it is the most sensitive parameter for you. But I consider that it should pass you that sensation that you are passing through a bump and you are feeling the car hitting the ground or be hit by something, and it works on your wheel. Okay, on the curbs effects, I have the 49. It works well for me. I done many laps in the Austrian circuit to try the settings without sound, as I said before, and I felt that in 49 points I could feel the curbs in every part of the circuit. If I put my car more above the curbs, I can feel it more. If I just put a tip of the tire, I feel just a bit of it. In 49 it's not a big value. It's well balanced. You can feel it, but it won't take how can I say, it won't give you, it won't make you scared when you take too much curb. Try to have a feeling for this and make it go whenever you go to a curb, whenever you try to take more or less curb, you feel more or less. And it intensifies that sensation when you have a curb and you pass with the wheel out of the curb and your car feels like it's on rails. I'll try to show it here. I have my microphone stand above the table where my wheel is set, so maybe I believe that some vibration can go through the mic also. So here's the curve, a lot of curve. And here I'll try to take a lot of curve in this exit. This is a lower curve than the others. This is the perfect place. That curve on the end of the straight. When I take my tire off it feels like the car is on rails. You feel like you lost a bit of control of the car because the car is like sliding above the curbs. It's nice to feel that. It's not a good sensation when you're on a race or practicing, but and I believe that with a well-balanced force feedback you can manage to learn more about the car and learn to enjoy the car. Okay, more curves here. Try to do it again. yeah, the way you take the curves will make a huge difference on how it will damp the wheel for you and how it will affect the reaction you can have for the car. Okay, so let's get back to them. Force feedback. Okay, so I've spoken about the track and the curb effects, and this is the out of track effects. I recommend that you make it a good and sensitive level, so you can feel what the car is doing whenever you lose control, whenever you go out of the track and need to get back to it. Okay, so if this parameter is on 0, you won't feel anything, so you won't be able to manage your throttle and your brake and your steering in order to avoid the car misbehaving above some undulation. Okay, I feel that it helps a lot when you are lost in the outside of the track and you have no feeling for it. Sometimes you get stuck by doing burnouts and not knowing why your car just doesn't go back to the track, why your car is so slidey, why your car is so why you cannot control your car and make it straight to go back to the track. And this will help you feel what the car is doing. And the wheel dampening, I have mine on 4, and most of the people talk about having it in lower values. Some say that you should lower this to the lowest, that is 0, but mine I use it for as my go-to. And this parameter, you should feel that the car weight is working on tires. You should feel that the car is like, how can I say, that the car is connected to the ground, that whenever you turn your wheel in a slower corner, you will feel the wheel heavier, and whenever you are on a straight and trying to turn the car, it's pretty easy to make the car turn when you're in fast place than when you are in slower corners. It's lighter, not easier, it's lighter. And on the fast turns, you will feel that that you are really fighting against the tires, and it can help you a bit, just a bit, to feel when the car will lose grip. I tried with higher values such as 10 or 15, and the car was too, how can I say, it was too heavy. The steering wheel was too heavy. I was kind of doing, I don't know, if I was doing 50 degrees of rotation, I felt that it had some resistance that will make me to need a pretty strength, a higher strength to make the car really go that 15 degrees or so. Okay, so find your sweet spot, the way that you can feel that the car is heavy, you can feel that the rubber is really tight with the ground, is really holding your car, and you feel the weight when you try to steer with your car in lower corners, but not too high that you just lose your reaction time for it. Okay, so at rotation I use 340, as I said before. Let's do a lap, and then if you like this kind of video, if you like this kind of information, if you are looking for a more simulation feel of the car, if you are looking to get a more realistic feel of the car, of the behavior of the car, I hope this helped you to get that. And I'll be doing a next video about how the camera settings can make your game even better, even better to play and have a much and have more fun with this game, and in your position of being a real competitive driver and stuff like that, and have to make all the settings in the direction to get more competitive and stuff. Let's enjoy more game and feel the car and get the feel of the car and learn more of it. That's the idea, okay? So if you like it, please subscribe and leave your like in the button, and make sure you see the next video that I'll be talking about camera settings, and I'll be doing another with HUD settings too for the next videos. Thank you, and let's go, let's drive.